Hello everyone, Prime here, and I hope that we've had a great day, because today we're going to be talking about Neith, her lore, mythology, stories, relationships, and all of that good stuff. So if you're interested in that, then you're in the right place, and let's begin. So Neith, Net, or Neith, some of the variations of her name, wore a red crown of the north and was a patron goddess of the city Zal in the Delta, where her temple was based. She was a very important god in Egyptian mythology, associated with war and weaving. Her symbols were a shield cross with arrows, signifying her status as a war deity, and the click beetle, being more popular but also associating her with another god, Meret-Weret. She carried the titles of Great Mother and the Terrifying One, but also Mistress of the Bow, ruler of arrows. She was responsible for birthing the Apep when she spat into the Great Nun, and from the Chaos Water spawned the Apep. But she was also a very useful asset in defeating the Apep. It was said that her bowmanship was useful in striking down the Apep, and her arrows were specially made to deal with the Apep. Now, among the various gods and goddesses who are said to be credited with creating the world, Neith was one of them, and there are two variations of the myth and how exactly she did this. The first says that she was an excellent weaver, and using her great skill with the ability to weave, she just wove the world into creation. The second, through 7 magical words, she simply spoke the world into creation. Neith speaking the world does sound like it's a lot easier than weaving the world into creation, but let me know which variation you prefer in the comments below. As for her relationships, she was very strongly connected to a goddess called Meret-Weret, meaning Great Flood. This was because of the click beetle and how the click beetles very much favored water. They spent a lot of time near waters, and because of this, eventually the two goddesses were considered to be one and the same, or equal. Meret-Weret and Neith may be used interchangeably, but also consider that Meret-Weret may have just been an epithet of Neith or Hathor. Her birthing of Ra was very significant, as it noted the first birth via pregnancy in Egyptian mythology. Prior to this, you have the union of Atum and Hathor coming together to birth the first couple into existence, and there may have been a number of other creations via Khnum, perhaps, but never a birth via pregnancy up until this point. Thanks to this, Neith received the title of Father and Mother of all things. It's also said that Ra may have been birthed from the buttocks of Meret-Weret. So, that's an interesting tidbit for you to note. I don't know which one of those you prefer, but there you go. Something I've always been curious about Egyptian mythology and how goddesses give birth to beings. Is it actually painful for the goddesses to give birth to beings? Is that something that we just don't know? And furthermore, giving birth to any sort of being via your buttocks, would that be painful? Would it just be simply just slipping something out, like, just regular weekly business? How does that work? If you know, please let me know in the comment section below. It's something I kind of wasted a bit of time pondering. She was also named Mother of Crocodiles and could be found providing sustenance to 2 crocodiles as a crocodile-headed mother. I have to say, ow! I mean, how do you even... Is there safety regulations you go over before doing that sort of thing, Neith? Is it just, oh, hi, crocodile, just one of you here, and it's just, please don't bite anything off, babies? Like, what? Let's just move on. Through this, and thanks to this, she was named the mother of Sobek as well. And also, she rescued the infant Ra from a sea of crocodiles, carrying him through the Chaos Waters to safety. I'm pretty sure Hi-Rez wouldn't be able to sell the sex appeal of Neith if they gave her a crocodile head, but there you go, they didn't, so yeah. Lastly, Neith and Set were said to be husband and wife in the earlier stages of the Egyptian myth, before Set was reimagined as sort of a villain or a representation of evil. Also, it was said that Neith settled the dispute between Set and Horus by giving Horus leadership over the kingdom, and as compensation, Set was allowed to marry a number of different wives. Of course, if Neith and Set were husband and wife, I don't think she would allow that, but you know. Would any woman allow that? I don't think so. Right? Maybe some minute part of the world. Culture I don't really understand, maybe. But, as far as I know, no. Right? No? Moving on. Neith's kit and smite's actually fairly lore-binding in my opinion. You've got the one kind of holding people in place, going back to Neith as a sort of weather, and her ultimate, the fact that it can never miss, and she can hit anyone in the world with it. Harpings back to partially her weaving abilities, but also her skill with the bow and arrow. She was a very, very, very prestigious bowwoman. Bowwoman, is that a thing? Is that a bowman, bowwoman? I'm assuming bowwoman is a phrase people say, or is a word people use to mean woman that wields bow. Hope that's a thing. But yes. Okay, I was wrong. There was one little extra thing that I missed off about Neith. She was one of 4 guardian deities that defended the remains of beings and tombs. The other 3 deities that aided Neith in this task were Nemesis, Isis, and Serket. So she was also a bit more important for this reason as well, and those deities were also a bit more important for that reason as well. Just that extra little tidbit that I missed off that you might want to know. And now onto that section that I'd said I'd do, and it kind of sounded like I'd be more consistent with it, but really wasn't. But yes, the comment section where I take some of the best comments out of the section, and then put them in the video, and respond to them that way. So, I technically already did respond to this first one, but, I respond to most, if not all of the comments, as you probably know, so, yeah. But, what would you do if Ares appears, rings your doorbell with an axe that was on fire, had 2 boars? Hades seemed like nice brother of the trio because he was forced to rule the underworld and he was supposed to be king since he was the oldest and Zeus was the youngest and seemed neutral since Zeus and Poseidon were rival and Zeus forced punishment for Apollo and Poseidon. They did try to overthrow Zeus as king with the help of Hera. Imagine if Ares was king of the gods, and what power did Hera have over the other gods? To answer that first question, I'd answer the door, greet Ares as you do, then offer him some popcorn, because everyone likes popcorn, unless it's salted popcorn. That nastiness can stay in the darkest, most rotting, deepest depths of Helheim. So, honey popcorn, even though I'm usually not the greatest fan of honey, but I make an exception for that. Sit him down on the sofa, ring up Aphrodite, get her to come down as we wait, give him some tips and stuff, set them up on a date, have them go to the movies or something, rent them a hotel. Boom! Done and done. And then I have a friend in Ares. Never know when a friend like that could come in handy. Never know when it could also be the worst thing in existence, but gambling is a fun thing, apparently. So, Kel, as I'm not going to try to pronounce the first part, says, this one site just said rape. And if you Google Odin with the latter word, you find some details. I also found another reason. Exiled because of his shameful behavior after Balder, his son died. The death was Loki's doing. Balder could only be hurt by mistletoe. When Loki found this out, he had a spear made from the plant and gave it to Balder's blind brother, Hodor. He killed him with it. Read more detail on Balder's wiki page. This video also speaks about all. Defamation is a tricky thing. Recently learned a bit about that. Funny how it completely can ruin someone's image. Kinda starting to see that a bit with Ul. I mean, I never would have assumed related Ul with anything sexual before, but now, I don't know, playing Ul's going to be weird for me now thanks to this, but it is what it is. As for Odin doing some sort of selfish, shameful, shady behavior in between the time that Balder died and Ragnarok, that sounds a bit. I hope Odin didn't do anything too shameful. Seeing Zeus and Poseidon the way I see Zeus and Poseidon is one thing. I don't want to see Odin that way. The only gods that I see in that way from the Norse pantheon are Freya and Loki for now, and I hope that stays that way. No need for Odin to join in the nasty sexual party there, but it will be what it will be. We've reached the end of the video, guys. I hope that you did enjoy that. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. If you didn't, well, you can always subscribe as well. There's always room for everyone. So, subscribe if you did enjoy. So let me know which gods or goddesses you want me to cover next. I think Anna and Zeus were the next most requested gods, if I remember the list right. So, if you want to see other deities other than them, be sure to give me a request in the comment section. But I believe Tyr was also asked for once as well, going off the top of my memory. But yes, thank you very, very much for watching. I've been Prime, and I'll see you in a few. Bye bye.